So the back of your vocab sheet is a great big list of what I just called les expressions importantes. So if you were going to go to a restaurant or a cafe and interact with the server, these are some basic phrases that you would want to know. And there's quite a lot on here that I think you guys can already recognize. One of the beauties of learning a language is that the further you go into it, the more you already know and you can already piece things together. So before I tell you the meaning of each of these, what I'm going to have you do is you're actually going to pause here, look over the list, and think about what do you already understand, and even fill in some of the phrases that you think you already have figured out. And then we'll go through them together so that you can be sure that you actually understand what those are. So, serveur et serveuse veut dire waiter or waitress, just like we have a masculine and a feminine form. In French, they do as well. Just like with a lot of our other vocabulary, I've given you two different articles here. So, un serveur et waiter, le serveur, the waiter. Client et cliente veut dire customer, and we have a masculine and a feminine form. Just like we've seen with many other words, adding an E at the end is what makes it feminine. Une table pour, this would be a number right here. So a table for blank number of people. So this might be a request that the client would put in. And the serveur might ask, à l'intérieur ou à la terrasse? À l'intérieur means on the inside, so the inside seating portion of the restaurant. À la terrasse means on the terrace, on the patio. Really, it's on the sidewalk seating area. So a lot of the pictures that we've looked at of cafes, those round little tables and typically those wickery back chairs are sitting literally right outside of the cafe, but it's actually on an extended sidewalk. La carte, s'il vous plaît. The menu, please. Oui, bien sûr. Yes, of course. Many of the phrases that are in here, I'm teaching you them not specifically to go and order food at a restaurant, but because they're really handy phrases that'll come up in other situations. Bien sûr is one of those. Bien sûr, we know that bien means well, and so literally this means well, certain, but when you put them together, it has the meaning of course. Un moment, s'il vous plaît. One moment, please. Vous avez choisi. This is a yes-no question. Have you chosen? So we can recognize vous is you, avez is have, choisi is the chosen part. You have chosen, so have you chosen? Like, have you made a decision on what you want to order? Another way of asking that would be vous désirez, which literally means you desire, but it's asking like, what do you want? What would you like? The what is kind of implied. You could also say, qu'est-ce que vous désirez? That actually has the what in it. But vous désirez is quite often used because it's short and to the point. Je voudrais, we've seen this before. I would like. Je prends, we should know this already. I'll have, or I'm having, or simply I have. When we use prendre with food and drink, it means to have. Et autre chose, once again, these three words individually are really good for you to know. We know that et means and, of course. Autre means other. The word chose means thing. So literally, and other thing. In this context, it would be asking and anything else. So if you place your order for whatever your entree is, the waiter or waitress might ask you and anything else to see if you want a side or a beverage or anything with that. If you don't order a beverage, the server might ask you et comme boisson, which means and for a drink. Comme means for or as or like, depending on how you use it. Boisson is the word drink, not the verb, but the word drink is in a drink, like a beverage. Et pour vous, and for you. So if there are multiple customers, the server takes the order from the first customer, then may turn to the second customer and ask et pour vous, and for you. Now, you might also ask some questions. So you might ask your server, Qu'est-ce que vous avez comme? There's that word again. So what do you have for, or what do you have as? And we know that boisson means drinks or beverages. Dessert is desserts. This is another customer line. L'addition, s'il vous plaît, the bill, please. So remember that you have to, as a customer, you have to ask for the bill in a French restaurant. They will not automatically bring it to you. That would be considered rude, like they're trying to shove you out. So as a customer, all you need to do is kind of catch the eye of your server, make a little hand signal maybe, and they will figure it out. Otherwise, if they're close to you, you say l'addition, s'il vous plaît. And another just kind of general response that's good for us to know, we saw oui, bien sûr, means yes, of course, and un moment, s'il vous plaît, one moment, please. Another response that's really useful is oui, tout de suite. So oui, tout de suite. Now this looks like it's three words, tout de suite, but it's pronounced like two. You never actually pronounce it tout de suite. The tout and the de kind of smush together and it just becomes tout de suite. So tout de suite. Oui, tout de suite. Yes, right away. Of course, we talked about using titles. So when you greet someone with bonjour madame, bonjour monsieur. We talked about that in the very beginning of the year. Same thing, it's more polite to use a title. So merci monsieur, thank you sir. Merci madame, thank you ma'am. Merci mademoiselle, thank you miss. And another phrase for you to know is à votre service. À votre service means at your service. It is kind of a formal business type way of saying you're welcome. So let's say that you say thank you to your server could respond with de rien, which means you're welcome, or je vous en prie, which also means you're welcome. But because it's a business transaction, they might respond with à votre service, at your service. And that's another way essentially of saying you're welcome. I went through that really fast, so if you did not have time to actually copy everything down, just pause right here so that you can copy down all of the phrases, and then we're going to do some quick pronunciation practice. Alors répétez un serveur, une serveuse, le client, la cliente, une table pour personne, à l'intérieur, à la terrasse. La carte, s'il vous plaît. Oui, bien sûr. Un moment, s'il vous plaît. Vous avez choisi. Vous désirez. Je voudrais. Je prends. Et autre chose? Et comme boisson? Et pour vous? Qu'est-ce que vous avez comme boisson, dessert? L'addition, s'il vous plaît. Oui, tout de suite. Merci, monsieur. Merci, madame. Merci, mademoiselle. À votre service.